Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to my lecture, dear learners. Today I'd like to conduct the class on right form of verbs exercise. Right form of verbs exercise. Before doing right form of verbs, you need to know the meaning of the words mentioned in the box. So let's get started. The word educate, the meaning of the word educate, teach or instruct. And the next one is given ensure. So the meaning of the word make sure, make certain. Then enlighten, enlighten. What is the meaning of the word? Enlighten, make lighten, and encourage. What is the meaning of the word encourage? To inspire, inspire. Get, the meaning of the word obtain or acquire. Start. You are well acquainted with this word. Begin or commence. Remove, to give up or discard. Compare, contrast or differentiate. Limit, the word limit means limitation, restrictions. Have, the students, the word had means possess something or own something. Now we can use the words from the box in the blank just according to the meaning and according to the structure of the sentences. So education dash mankind, education dash mankind. We can write down here education enlightens, enlightens mankind. But it is important to say that in the box it is mentioned enlighten, but I write down here enlightens. So what is the reason behind it? Whenever if it is present indefinite tense, the subject, if it is third person singular number, then you need to use at the end of the verb as or es. So you can write down enlightens, though it is given enlighten in the box. As the subject here third person singular number, you should write down or you should add as or es at the end of the verb. Education enlightens mankind, it dash to light. So we can write down here it is compared. Compared to light. It is compared to light. It is important to analyze. Yeah, because here is mentioned compare, but I write down here it is compared. It is a passive mode. The sentence is given is a passive mode. That's why we can write down is compared. As it is present indefinite tense, so the passive form would be first of all subject, then to be verb or auxiliary verb, then V3. So is compared. It is compared to light, which tends the darkness of ignorance. Which tends the darkness of ignorance. Here we can write down removes, which removes. Why it is removes, not remove, though it is mentioned remove, but you should write down in the script removes, not remove. So can you tell me why it is? And I think as the subject here, third person singular number, no, here which is relative pronoun. Relative pronoun before relative pronoun, the noun is called antecedent. Just according to the antecedent, the subject will be here. So we see the here light is third person singular number. As a result, we should add at the end of the verb s or es. So it would be removes the darkness of the ignorance and helps us to distinguish between right and wrong. The primary purpose of education is the liberation of man from the restrictions of habits and attitudes which dash his humanity. Dear students, you can write down here limit. You know the sentence is given present indefinite tense, so now we need to find it out which one is subject, and just according to the subject we need to change the form of verb. So here is a subject here, you know, attitudes. Attitudes I think is plural, that's why you need not to use s or es at the end of the verb. So you can write down the base form of the verb limit, that is given in the box or mentioned in the box. You need not to change the form of the box, just you can write down limit here. So the answer would be limit. The students, in such a way you have to fill up each and every sentence just according to the meaning and according to the structure of the sentences. Okay, dear students, then in our country the government has food for education program. So we can write down here government has started S-T-A-R-T-E-D, government has started food for education program. You know, in the box is mentioned start, but we have written here has started. Why? Just according to the structure of present perfect tense. So that every man has proper education, we can write down here can have, every man, so that every man can have proper education. The students, you know, so that, after so that we can write down subject and that modal auxiliary and that base form of the verb. So we can write down can have proper education. The government has taken such a program. Government has taken such a program with a view to dash the poor. So we can write down with a view to encouraging. With a view to encouraging the poor. You know, after with a view to look forward to, would you mind, you need to use verb plus ing. With a view to look forward to, would you mind, we need to use verb plus ing. So we can write down encouraging the poor. In order to dash maximum benefit from education. The students, you know, after in order to, you need to use base form of the verb. So we can write down in order to get, in order to get maximum benefit from education, we must teach our children morally. So we can write down here we must educate. We must educate our children morally. As here must base form of the after modal auxiliary, as here must is a modal auxiliary, then you can use base form, or you need to use, or you have to use base form of the verb. So you can write we must educate our children morally, so that they dash love for human, they can ensure love for humanity. Dear students, here is a point to note that just according to the meaning of the sentence, you can write down here ensure, but as we find, as we see, so that is mentioned, our structure find so that, you know that after so that First of all, you should write down subject, then modal auxiliary, then base form of the verb. So can here modal auxiliary, then and should be one. So we can write down can and should, though it is mentioned and should, but in the script you should write down can and should. Just according to the structure you should write down the script. So dear learners, in such a way you should study, and I think surely you will be able to answer properly in the script if you do so, or if you follow, or if you study critically and carefully. There is no doubt about it. Thank you all. Thank you very much.